Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by
Steve.
A-Bomb.
Bruce.
And we've just finished playing Raiders of the North Sea. Now, this is a Euro of sorts, despite the Viking theme. Essentially, you are trying to acquire crew here and provisions to enable you from your Viking village here to go raiding across the North Sea to England. I presume this is over here. And you're trying to gain various kinds of plunder. So there's different resources. You've got gold and iron and livestock and things. And also, you're trying to kill off your guys. Whenever you get these tokens, you kind of go up on this Valkyrie track, which gives you points at the end of the game. The way you do this, though, is you always start each turn with one worker. And you can use the worker in the village here to do various things. So if you go to the silversmith spot, you'll get some money. If you go to the mill, you'll get provisions. You can go to the armory to increase your armor value, which you use when fighting. You can get extra cards and things, and you're going to have some of these cards, if I just take a couple, in your hand. So in order to hire these crew, so they join you when you go raiding, you're paying the coins here at the top left, and then there's a strength value you can see there that they're going to give you when you go fighting. So you gather your crew, you get the provisions, and you go raiding. So you might raid, say, in the harbour here. There's various spots. This is the closest spot. So you'd stick a worker down here, and then you're kind of getting the stuff. You have to pay the provisions. There's this kind of crew requirement here. You're going to get victory points, and then you get the stuff from here. So you're going to get points for things at the end of the game, but the really interesting thing about it is the way you take the actions, in that you put one worker down to start with on your turn, and you take that action, and then you pick up a different worker. Maybe I pick up this one, and I take this action. So you always start and end your go with exactly one worker. You put it down, take an action, pick up a different one, and take an action. And the various spots on the board, if you want to go raiding up here, they also require workers, but the kind of workers they need sort of get better as you go through the game. So you get these grey workers, and then these white workers, and to raid the really good places at the top that get you lots of points, you need the white workers. You can see these are all bare now because we've raided them because it was the end of the game. So you're getting points, these yellow points here for raiding, get points for killing off your guys at the end, get points for the armor track, and there's also a spot here you can hand in resources to the chief of your village, and that will give you points at the end as well. Whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. What do we think?
I think this is a great game. I don't think I've played a game with the worker placement mechanic of placing one down and picking one up before. If the one exists, this does it better than I could possibly imagine. The fact is, I can always do whatever action I want in the village. If I want coins, I'll be able to do it, but it might not necessarily be my first action. So sometimes you can think, I want to hire a crew and get coins, but I might want to do it the other way around, and that's not possible. That's really nice. Also, the game's paced very well. You don't get the better workers until you've gone out raiding a bit, so you have to raid a bit out to get the grey workers, bring them back to your village, recruit more provisions, and then go on to the big ones at the end. You do need gold to raid at the end, and gold's quite valuable, but you can get points in various ways. You can sell your stuff to the offerings, you can keep your stuff at the end of the game to score victory points using some of your crew that give you abilities. It's really, really nice. I think it's very balanced very well. The Valkyrie track, allowing you to kill people off and get points that way, isn't a necessary weakness in the game. You can actually do very well that side. Buy lots of cheap crew, go raiding, don't go raiding very high, but kill off all your guys and get points that way. It's really, really nice.
Okay. A-Bomb?
Yeah, I quite enjoy it. The board itself is very colourful, component quality is pretty good. While the worker placement element seems really nice because you can't get blocked out of an action you want to do, I personally wasn't so keen because I like worker placement saying, you can stop people doing stuff, you can work against people. So I wasn't really watching what other people were doing as much. I was sort of playing my own game a little bit. But yeah, it was okay.
All right. Bruce?
I pretty much like the fact that you had the use of dice as well. So the dice were a kind of unique thing that you could use. So instead of just using cards, which many games have played before, you kind of integrated those two together, and that was quite a nice, unique idea. And the fact, like I said before, that you can place in different places and kind of build different resources. So yeah, really good game.
Rating out of 10?
I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow, okay. A-Bomb?
I'd go for 7.5, and I would add that I'm not that keen on the dice. The randomness element is like, dice should be out of there.
Okay. Steve?
I'm fine with the dice. You can increase your armor track to mitigate it to some extent. I'm going to give it an 8. The big reason I'm not going to give it any higher is that some of the cards can have mean consequences. Generally, I hate that in games. I don't mind it too much in this game, but although we were very friendly this game, rarely did we pick on anyone where it actually stopped them doing something. It can happen. I'm about to go raiding and I've got my 2 gold and I need my 2 gold to raid, and someone goes, I need some gold. Oh, Steve's got 2, I'll take one of his. And there's nothing, he's not taking one off everyone, he's just taking one off me specifically. So that thing in the game, I know some people aren't going to like that, so I'm going to rate it 8.
Okay, I nearly did that to you at the end actually, Steve, but I really like this game. For me, it's very much a family game. It's that kind of way. There's enough to think about for the gamers, but you could certainly play this people who are not that, you don't play games that often, if you like. It gives you enough to think about, but it's not too complicated. The variability is great. All the different cards for your crew have got special abilities, and you're drawing hands of them each game, so you're going to get a different kind of set of those, and you can customize your skill according to which one comes out. And also the different offering tiles that come out, the way that the board is seeded at the start is variable as well. So in terms of where the different Valkyrie tokens are, or the gold or whatever resources you're going for, they're different each time as well. So I think there's lots to love about this game. I'd be on a solid 8 out of 10. Alright, thanks for watching. That was Raiders of the North Sea.